Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Desiree and I am currently sitting in a parking lot. I am taking a little break from food delivery. I had both Grubhub and Doordash turned on, but yeah, I wanted to take a little break and film this video. This is a video that I was looking for like back a year ago when I was even thinking about signing up for food delivery. If you haven't seen one of my previous videos, I had actually started off with Instacart, so with grocery pickup and delivery. And I did that for a couple of months and orders started going down in my area. So it made me think, okay, I need to sign up with something else. Let's try food delivery. So yeah, I was wondering if there was a video like this out there and I couldn't find one at the time. I'm not sure if there's any now. Um, there's a lot of working vlogs from other YouTubers out there, like showing like how to do them, either Grubhub or DoorDash, but none of them really compare the two. So I'm here today to try to compare the two. This is just, of course, in my honest opinion. So yeah, let's just get started. So yeah, DoorDash and Grubhub. I also was gonna compare it to Uber Eats, but I've only done one Uber Eats order. I wasn't the biggest fan of the app, but I also think the app was crashing at that time. So yeah, it wasn't really fair, and I just haven't done many. So I'm not comparing that one today. So just DoorDash and Grubhub. So let's start off with pay. The number one thing everyone wants to know, I feel like. So pay for DoorDash in my area, and this is different compared to bigger cities. I'm in central Kentucky, but the average I believe is about $3 for base pay. And if you get a stacked order, it'll be an additional $2. So you won't get the $3, you'll get $2. They take $1 away. It shouldn't be that way if you ask me. But yeah, that's just how it is. So $3 is the base pay plus tips. And I'll get more into like the tips in the second category, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so $3 plus whatever they tip. That's what you get paid. And there's also promos. So a lot of times, like Friday night, Saturday night, there'll be promos. So I've seen it as high as $4, and that was for Super Bowl. But the problem with promos, I'm looking around because I'm in a parking lot. The problem with promos is it brings out a lot of dashers. They make a lot more availability, making for more dashers to be out. And sometimes that means you don't get very many orders versus times when there is no promo, there'll be less dashers and you get more orders, make more money, possibly. So that's with DoorDash. Now with Grubhub, I'm looking down here too. I'm just looking everywhere. Okay. I have notes because I will forget what the heck I'm talking about. Now with Grubhub, it's a little different. I honestly don't understand. Like, they don't really have a clear pay, but when you do an order, it shows this. It says time plus whatever mileage is plus tip, and sometimes there's a bonus. I believe the bonus happens when the order's been sitting and no one picks it up. I believe that's how it works. And like if the tip is really low, then people will decline, too far, decline, and then they'll boost up the bonus. I believe that's how it works. I'm not 100%. And yeah, so that's how it is. For me personally, in my area, I get much higher orders with Grubhub. I'm not sure if that's because like their delivery fees for the customer is higher or lower with Grubhub, making them want to tip more or what. But yeah, I tend to get higher tips on Grubhub. And this might not be the same everywhere, but yeah, that's just how it is for me. So number 2 is transparency. Now DoorDash does something a little weird that I'm not the biggest fan of. When they offer you, like when they give you an offer, you can see how many miles like you're going to be driving from the restaurant. Well, actually, I believe it's from where you are to the restaurant to the customer. So it shows you how many miles you'll be driving, but sometimes there's a hidden tip. Usually it's in a lot of places, if you see a $8.50, typically the tip will be a little higher, or it could be the same. Or I've even seen a $7 become a $9 and an $8 become like even higher than an $8 tip or $8 order. And they do this to stop you from cherry picking. However, I still cherry pick up to a point. Like, I have a minimum base pay of, not base pay, a minimum pay of $7. I've also taken a $6 here and there as well when it was really, really dead. But yeah, that's they do that to stop people from trying to find unicorns, which, if you're new to all of this, a unicorn is basically if you get a really, really high tip that you weren't expecting. So that's a unicorn. I've gotten a few unicorns. I'm very blessed to have said so, but also kind of rare. Now, Grubhub, they show you a map, just like Doordash. However, they don't tell you the miles. So this means you have to know your area. You have to know where, like, in your city you want to stay, whether or not you're like going into the country, because that's quite a possibility even in central Kentucky. I mean, yeah, you have to know your area. You don't know the miles, but they do tell you, like, when they give you an offer, that is your pay with bonus, with tip, with all that stuff, mileage included. Okay, so yeah, that's transparency there. So I'm wondering if one day Grubhub will change that, because that's like the number one thing I've heard other Grubhub people say, is that they don't like not being able to see how many miles they're going to be driving. So there's that. Now, next is app issues. If you're a driver, you will know all about this, because especially with DoorDash, it feels like it happens every other week, a lot of times on a Friday. So yeah, the apps, I mean, it's an app. You don't expect it to run perfectly, but it's also really frustrating when you're just trying to make money and your app crashes, and then there goes that, right? There goes your afternoon, there goes money for rent or whatever you're working for. But yeah, make sure you have other apps available to use, like Instacart, Shipped. I'm not signed up for these two, but like Postmates, what's the other one? Well, like Amazon Flex, any of those, to make sure that you're still getting some kind of money. And I know Amazon Flex wasn't a good example because you have to like schedule ahead of time and stuff. But yeah, any of those, make sure that you have an other option to make money. Now, Grubhub, I've never had an app issue with, and I've had them for over 6 months, but I've never had an issue with Grubhub. However, I've seen this in a lot of other people's YouTube videos. This hasn't happened to me. It's happened to me with DoorDash. So say a customer cancels their order on their end, or a restaurant like doesn't have half of their order, you will call customer service, and they will call the customer if the customer is not answering you, and sometimes they'll cancel. Now in DoorDash, if the restaurant cancels, whatever happens, you get half pay. So say you accepted an order for $8, you get $4 just for trying to do it. So it's kind of nice, especially if like the distance is really close. It happened to me yesterday for McDonald's. I got $4 and like I wasn't even halfway there. So yeah, I just turned around and came back to my hotspot. But yeah, that's with DoorDash. Now with Grubhub, I've seen other YouTubers try to do a Grubhub order and the order canceled for whatever reason, and they don't get paid as of right now when I'm filming this video. Yeah, they don't get paid. So that kind of stinks, especially if your restaurant was far like from where you were. So you're just wasting miles and you don't get any compensation for that. Not sure like if you can like fight for it, like go to customer service, but I haven't seen it happen with Grubhub. Hasn't happened to me, but just know that that is something that does happen. So moving on to customer service, DoorDash is usually pretty friendly. Well, the times I've had to call them, like if the app started crashing, or I couldn't get a hold of a customer, so they try to get a hold of the customer, they're actually pretty good. A lot of them are working from home, so you'll hear a lot of background noise, sometimes babies, sometimes dogs barking. Just know that, okay? But I've also had ones that like they weren't that helpful at all. So what I did was I'd hang up and call again, because you get somebody else. So just like anybody else in customer service, it's a option you can do. Now Grubhub, just like the app crashing, I've never had to call Grubhub. I hope it stays that way. Fingers crossed. Who knows? But yeah, that's just a little bit on the customer service. I'm gonna turn this page over. Now ratings. DoorDash does care about ratings. It cares about two ratings, really. They care about customer ratings, so you have to be above a 4.2, I believe, as of right now, and a completion rate of 80%, which means out of 100 orders that you accept, you have to do 80 of those to stay current. And I believe that if you accept an order, you should do it. Like there's been times where I've had Grubhub and Doordash on, and I'll accept a Doordash for like a decent one, and then a better Grubhub will come along. Now I know that's really tempting sometimes to like cancel that order, which you can. You're an independent contractor. Do what you want. But and then it'll be like $1 or $2 more, and yeah, I'll just decline it because I personally like to keep my completion rate up just in case things happen. So there was once when I accepted a Chick-fil-A order, got there, and Chick-fil-A, I think all Chick-fil-A's I feel like is this way, but the line was insane. Now, even though that line might move quick, I was just like, no, it's too busy right now. I can get another order. I declined it. So I've declined things like that before, and I've declined, what was it? Oh, something happened in my car. I was in front of the restaurant, which made it more frustrating, and my car wouldn't start, so I had to decline. So yeah, I save my completion ratings for things like that. When that happens, yeah, I'm going to decline, or I'm going to have to cancel my order. Sorry, things happen, right? So just in case things happen, that's why I like to save it, as well as waiting for an order. Waiting stinks, but honestly, you're getting paid to have patience right now, right? And yeah, I wouldn't wait. I would say I would wait 15 minutes. I have waited 15 minutes for an order, but that's why you have to choose how much your minimum pay will be. That's why some people will say $8, some people will say $7. It depends on your area, depends how busy it is. But yeah, waiting stinks. And you can decline if it's like a ridiculously long time. So yeah, DoorDash cares about customer rating and completion rate, and you can be deactivated with bad either one of those, like if your completion rate drops below 80%. And it does, if you're new, just wait till you reach 100 orders, because at first, like if for some reason before you hit 100, you might have someone who got mad because like part of their food order was missing, and they might give you a 1-star, which has happened for me, and they took it off of my ratings. It does fall off eventually. I'm not sure when, but yeah, just wait till you picked up 100 orders if you're new. But acceptance ratings for both of these do not count. You are an independent contractor. You can choose what orders you want to do. Don't pick up the 12-mile away $3 order. Just don't do it. There might be a cash tip, but I have to say, of all the orders I've done, the cash tips come from people who tipped good in the app. Just being honest here. So yeah, it's really rare that they'll actually tip on a $3 order. Grubhub doesn't care as much. They don't show you not acceptance rating. They don't show you like completion rating or customer ratings. Probably if a customer complained, if like something bad happened, or if you accept a lot and change your mind for whatever reason and cancel your order, they might take that into consideration and they might deactivate you. I'm not sure at what point they do. Haven't really heard of it as much for Grubhub yet, like compared to DoorDash. DoorDash, I feel like they like to like cut people off like crazy. But yeah, I haven't heard it so much with Grubhub, but it is a possibility. So to me, you should only accept orders that you can complete. And yeah, that's just from me. Scheduling is the next thing. Now this depends on your area totally. With DoorDash in my area, you basically have to schedule your hours, and if not, you might not be able to dash now. There's been times where I accidentally like deleted a schedule. I'm like, it's okay, I'll just wait. I'll drive to my area, which is like 2 miles away from my house, and try to dash now, and there'll be no, like, you can't, or I'll sit there for half an hour and finally be able to. But yeah, in a lot of areas for DoorDash, especially like the more city type areas, you're going to have to schedule. Now with Grubhub, they're a little different. You can schedule a block. They call it a block, and they give you like 3 or 4 hours, I believe. So you can schedule, but they're a little more strict about how much of a break you get. I believe you get a 15-minute break, whereas DoorDash, if you're on a schedule and you want to take a break, have lunch, use the restroom, whatever, you can pause your dash for 35 minutes. Whereas Grubhub, if you're on a block, I think you can only do that for go unavailable for 15 minutes. It might be a little longer, but I think it's 15 minutes. And if you're away for 15 minutes for whatever reason, doing a DoorDash or something, they can cancel your block, and then yeah, you can probably toggle back on, but your block is gone. And if you're trying to get to, like, I think a partner rating, I don't know too much about Grubhub's ratings. I don't really care because I just do both. And yeah, hopefully this is making sense. But so you can schedule with Grubhub. However, in my experience, I've done blocks with Grubhub, and the amount of orders I get are really similar to the amount of orders I get if I'm just toggling on from unscheduled to schedule. And yeah, I got the same amount of orders. There's been times on the weekdays where I've been on a block with Grubhub and I don't get a single order, like a single offer, in an hour and a half. So that's why I say make sure you have like multiple apps available for you to use and make money. So yeah, that's that with scheduling. Final points. I've been saying this all along in this whole video. It really depends on your area. For me, DoorDash is a lot busier. A lot more restaurants in my area do like they work with DoorDash, I guess. So yeah, I get a lot more orders through DoorDash than Grubhub. And yeah, it's a good idea to, if you have the memory on your phone, to have both as well as the driver app, the customer apps as well, for either DoorDash or Grubhub, or both if you're doing both, to see what restaurants are available to order in that area. Then you know to make your own little hotspot and go sit where you want your orders to come from. What else? And it's also good to see, because sometimes when the app, especially for DoorDash, acts a little glitchy, you might be thinking, what's going on here? Is it about to crash? Is it okay? Is the internet in this neighborhood really bad? Because that happens a lot for me too. Like some neighborhoods, like my phone just doesn't work well. And yeah, that way you can look at the customer app and see if that app is glitching as well, because if a customer can't order, therefore you get no orders, you can't work. So yeah, to me it's a good idea to look at the customer apps once in a while too, as well as promos. People like to order a lot from places that have like a free weekend, like free delivery, so that's like $8 or so less if they don't have a Dash Pass or something. And yeah, it's a good little possibility. So if you want to go sit by those restaurants, go for it. And yeah, if you're new, if you haven't signed up for either one yet and just thinking about it, I think you totally should. However, just know this, it depends on your area. I know I keep saying that, of who's going to pick you up. So for me, I actually signed up for Grubhub like a while ago, actually, and I waited a whole month until I was accepted. I guess they never sent me an email saying that I was waitlisted. I've heard people say that, but I guess I was waitlisted because I didn't get anything until a month later, and they finally did like my background check and stuff. But so I signed up for Grubhub. I waited like a week and I didn't hear anything, so I'm like, let me try to sign up for DoorDash. Signed up for DoorDash, and they took me instantly. Like, I was available to dash that night if I wanted to. And I didn't even need my card or the bag at that time. They mailed it to me like 2 days later. But yeah, it depends on your area how many drivers there are for either app, because one may not be accepting drivers at that time. They just have too many. and one may take you right away. So yeah, it all depends. It all depends. It all depends. But yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm to grow my tiny little channel I have here. If you have any questions, please let me know below. I'm also going to try to remember to post those videos below, and the bag I use, which is it'll be linked to my Amazon affiliate link. And yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful and blessed day. Go make that money if you are a current driver. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good one. Bye, everyone.